You need to remember that a proportion is two equal ratios, which is a fancy word for a fraction.
Does anybody have a pen I could borrow?
A proportion is what?
I need a pen.
A proportion is two equal ratios. And ratios are fancy words for fractions. To solve proportions, you have two options. To solve a proportion, you have two ways of doing it. The first way is common sense. The first way is common sense. And the second way is cross products. Common sense is easy if it's obvious, right? If it's not obvious, you have to use cross products. And that's okay because it's just a one-step problem. Okay, so here we go. Here's a type of problem we're going to do today.
Wait, that's all.
So for example, your problem might look like this today. Find 65% of 245. Find 65% of 245. And there are going to be two ways to solve this problem. One way is a percent equation. One way is the percent equation. And the percent equation, equations have what? What does equation? It has an E. So an equation, a percent equation, the word of means what? Morgan? What does of mean? Add, subtract, multiply, divide. Multiply. The word of means multiply. The word is means what? Equal. So there are two ways to do this problem. The word of means multiply. The word is means equal. So if I'm looking at that equation, percent equation, find 65% of 245. Can you write that as a problem?
No.
Yeah. 65%. What does of mean? Times 245. Okay, so let's use a calculator. Let's use a calculator. 65% of 245. Here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. Does it say percent right here?
Yes.
Yes. You cannot drop that off. So you have two choices. What does percent mean? Out of 100. It's a decimal, right? So you have two choices. You can say 65% is the same thing as 0.65. Or you could say 65% is the same thing as 65 over 100. Right? Times 245. Uh-oh. Convert it.
I got blank.
I got the same one.
So we're good. There's my answer. Kaden, you have a question?
I guess that.
You get the same answer. How do you what? This button is your conversion button. Okay, so let's try another one. Here's another example. What percent of 60 is 52? What percent of 60 is 52? Okay, so let's talk this one through. What percent of 60 is 52? Can you write that as an equation? What percent of 60 is 52? Of means times and is means equal. What would that look like?
0.60 equals 52.
Of means times
Oh, time.
60, right?
Oh,
Is
time.
52. But that looks weird.
It's times because it's times because
What percent? Do we know?
60.
No. What percent? Do we know?
No, we don't.
So what can we put since we don't know?
X.
X.
We did something.
What percent of 60 is 52? So what do you do? No.
You draw a line down the equal.
Draw a line down the equal sign. Not minus 60. Divide by 60. Because the opposite of times 60 is divide by 60. So x equals,
0.86.
but hold on, 52 divided by 60, right? But it's not that, because it's a percent. What do you know about percents, Kaden? 86.6 repeating. Let's be as specific as possible, right? Percent. Now again, when you did 52 divided by 60, you got 0.86 repeating, right? But it's asking percent. So what do you have to do to percent? Make it a whole, right? You have to move your decimal 2 times. Percent means out of 100. So that's one way of solving them, by making percent equations. Here's another way of solving. You have 2 choices. Which one do you like better?
I would say the first one.
The first and the second one are both the same.
What? I know they're both the same, but I like the first problem. You're smart.
207 is 46% of what number? So let's figure it out using the equation the first way. Percent equations. 207 is 46% of what number? Remember that is means equals and of means percent. Or percent. Of means times.
Nailed it.
So, 207 is, do I put 46? No, 46% means 46 out of 100. So there are two ways to put it. You can either write it as a fraction or as a decimal. Of means times, and we don't know, so x. And I solve. The opposite of times is divide by 0.46. Divide by 0.46. And I'm going to use a calculator. 207 divided by 0.46 is... So that's my answer. Here's the second way that some people are going to find easier. Yes, ma'am. If it's asking what percent, that's when you have to change it to a percent. But this said, this gave you a percent, right? And this one gave you a percent. So you don't have to change them to percents. The second way is what's called the percent proportion. The second way to solve these problems, if this way doesn't work for you, you can use the percent proportion, which is this. Is over of equals percent over 100. You have to memorize it. This other way, writing an equation, you do not have to memorize because you know that is means equals and of means times. You already can do this. You have to memorize, and it has to be exactly this way, percent proportion. So let's go back to the beginning. The percent proportion is over of equals percent over 100. Looking at find 65% of 245, where do you think 65% is going to go? Where the percent is, right? Where do you think 245 is going to go? Yeah, it's the of number. 245. What do you think is going to go in for your is? X. I don't know. Can you solve that problem now? Yeah, it's a proportion. You'd use cross products. Let's try this one. What percent of 60 is 52? So the is over of equals percent over 100. Gentlemen, you need to stop touching each other's papers. Is over of equals percent over 100. So what percent of where does 60 go? Where's 60 gonna go? Of 60. Where's 52 gonna go? Is. Where's X gonna go? Or what's your percent? Do you know? X. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's the trick. It's already over 100. Your percent is over 100. So, with the percent proportion, do not change the percent. Because the formula already puts it over 100. Do not change the percent. You should probably write that down. Let's try the next one, or the third example that we had. Is over of equals percent over 100. 207 is 46% of what number? 207 is 46% of what number? Where's 207 gonna go? BB, where is your hand raised or are you stretching? Where is it? Where's 207 gonna go? Not the of. The is. 207 is. It touches the word is, right? Where does 46% go? What? It goes where the percent is. That's the easiest one to find, right? I don't change it because it's already 100. It's over 100 already. Of what number? What goes there? X. And you can solve by using percent proportion.
I like the other way better.
Both ways work. Sometimes it's easier to use a percent proportion if it's a word problem. So try this one. "19 members, or 38%, are going on a trip." Find the total number of members. 19 members, or 38%, are going on a trip. Find the total number of members. Now this is kind of hard because it doesn't have is and it doesn't have of. Right? And I mean, unless you see them and I don't. 19 members, or 38%, are going on a trip. Find the total number of members. So there's an of down here, but it's not with a number, right? So sometimes this percent proportion is going to come in handy. Except instead of the words is and the words of, the top is the part and the bottom is the whole. The top is the part and the bottom is the whole. Instead of is over of, you can also say that it's part over whole equals percent over 100. If I tell you it's part over whole equals percent over 100, what numbers are in my problem, in my word problem? What am I working with? Maddox? 19 and 38%. Okay. Do I know where 38% automatically goes?
Yep.
Yeah. 38 over 100. Every single time. The percent goes over 100 and you're done. Do you think 19 represents part of the group? Or do you think 19 represents the entire group?
Part of it.
Part of the group. So 19 is my part. So what should I put for the whole or for the total group?
X.
T, X, Q, L.
L. 4, 6,
47 and a half.
Can you
X plus
solve this problem?
Yeah.
Can you solve it by cross product?
yeah.
X times 38 is 38x equals 19 times 100 is 1900. Then you divide by 38.
Got it, dude. It's 50. 50. Got it, dude.
X equals what? 50? 50?
Yep.
Perfectly?
Yep.
Could you have solved this by common sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
19 times 2 is 38.
Oh,
So what times 2 is 100? 50.
Oh my goodness.
We could have went the very easy way.